Hey YouTube, this is Lorelia coming to you with something that I really find interesting. And you know what, like I said, many of these videos are always motivated by conversations that I have with real people. And what I find very amusing is that some people are setting themselves up failure financially, business failure, personal failure, you name it. And that's why business credit but no business income. I am all about leveraging. I've told you I'm teaching people how to leverage their personal credit to obtain assets, build assets, create assets, what have you. But there's another side of the coin. And what I find is that many people just want the impossible. And what do I mean by the impossible? I don't think that the day of just start, appreciate where you are starting from, and just make small um, migrations or small changes that can move you closer to your goal is no longer an interest to people. And that's why I said people set themselves up for failure. Because what I commonly always hear, what people always ask, is how can I obtain all these thousands of dollars of business lines of credit, but I have bad personal credit, have no interest in rebuilding it or what have you, because I just want to get some business credit, screw my personal credit. And how can I get $50,000 credit lines and business credit lines? And this is and I'm going to tell you just real life stuff. There are people that can get very large business lines of credit, but they have things going for them. What is that? They either are leveraging their personal credit, whereas their personal credit, they have high credit, or they have high credit scores, or they've been added on as an authorized user for individuals who have high credit scores, which have boosted their personal credit. And so when they move over to get business credit, and they try to do a personal, and they're doing a personal guarantee for their business, they get very large business lines. And they may not even be a seasoned business owner. It's just on the strength of what you have did on a personal level, because lenders or financial institutions or whoever is writing or underwriting that loan for you or that credit line for you have seen that you are mature enough to handle your personal credit. So now we are going to give you business credit. And so those individuals get very large business lines of credit. Or they may be a business that is producing income consistently, not a one-hit wonder. Whereas 1 month I did good and the other 6 months was so-so. These are business who show that they have proven that they have consistent income. That is why many lenders who provide lines of credit or what have you will say, well, we need to see on a consistent basis this amount of money that is deposited in your bank account. They have to see it consistently, because the thing is that they don't want to lend you money and you can't pay them. So what happens is that the reason why they're looking at your personal credit, because they're saying, okay, let's see if this person was mature enough to handle their personal credit. But see, the problem now is that you have these people who, like I said, want these. enormous credit lines and business credit lines, and they have an unseasoned business. What is an unseasoned business? It is a business that's new and they can't even get no income. And I'm here to tell you, in this day and time, with social media, with the internet being what it is, no one has to start a business and and say, well, before I get a customer, I need to get business credit. My thing is this: business credit is an added bonus. It is great to have. It's like, you know what, it's arsenal and tools in your toolbox, and then when you need it, you could pull it out. But to say that you can't get a customer unless you have business credit, you're setting yourself for financial failure. Because let's just say, hypothetically, you get all this business credit that you're looking for and you use it. How are you going to pay it? How are you going to pay that business credit? And so one will say, well, I'll use my personal money that's coming from my personal account. Well, that's called commingling. And what happens is that if you're saying your business is a separate entity and it sits alone by itself, then what happens is that if you commingle that business credit with that personal credit, there is a term called piercing the corporate shield. And when you pierce the corporate shield, what you do is you leave yourself up for things that may happen, lawsuits or anything, because they're going to say, well, this ain't really no business, because you've been commingling your money, your personal money, with your business money, and so on and so on. Especially businesses in the area of real estate. Real estate is a very sensitive area when it comes to commingling, because especially if you are someone who is in if you are a landlord or you provide housing for people. Because one thing about New Jersey is it's a state where people, they sue a lot, especially in the Northeast, probably all over the country, but definitely in the Northeast. So people are finding any reason to want to sue you. I was recently having a conversation with a real estate investor, because I told you I'm part of a real estate mastermind. It's a very high-end mastermind, and it's just $2,000 just to be part of it, and that's on the low end, because they have packages that go to $20,000. But last Monday, me and a gentleman was talking, and he said that he got into a fender bender with his car. Now, this is something he personally did. Has nothing to do with real estate, has nothing to do with his properties. When he, and however the accident happened, he hit the person in the back. And in the state of New Jersey, and as well as other states probably, if you hit someone in the back, you automatically in the wrong. So now the attorneys for the victim who got hit in the back, the real estate investors who I know, is now trying to do an asset search on what assets he owned. And that's why he said, he was saying he wished earlier he had titled a lot of his assets, because now what he has to do with his primary home, he actually has it in pre-foreclosure. Now, I'm not going to say that this strategy works, but he's doing it because he don't want nobody to put no lien against his home to try to sue him for money. And so he currently has the house in pre-foreclosure. He's not paying a mortgage. He can't pay the mortgage. And as soon as some things are done, and you know, I get it, you know, cases take a long time. What he's going to do is he's just going to pay, because New Jersey is a homestead state. So what a homestead state means is that if you are facing pre-foreclosure and you pay the debt service that is due to the bank, you can get your house back. Same way if they foreclose on it. They foreclose on your home and you have the money to pay the debt service that is due to the mortgage company, you can get your home back. And so the reason why I bring all that up is because you can't commingle the two. So when I hear people who say, I want a lot of business credit, Okay, well, how much money did your business bring in? Oh, nothing. It's a new business. Okay, well, do you have a customer? Nah, I don't really know how to get clients. Okay, so you don't know how to get clients, you don't know how to get customers. It's a new business. Your personal credit is real shaky, but some way or the other, you want some people to lend you money. And the question I always ask people, would you lend to you? Would you lend to you? Think about you being someone coming to you with that same type of prototype, what you just said. My personal credit is down to the tubes. I'm trying to get business credit. I have a business that's not making no money. But could you loan me about 25,000 or 20,000 or what have you? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. And I understand now with, with the surge of social media and people just saying, hey, just click this one little button and voila, you'll just get all this stuff. It's not true. It's not true. Or there are ways around it. The person who could tell you, oh, you know what, I got, all these lines of credit, unless they truly are telling you how they've did it, in terms of, are they really telling you everything? Are they telling you what their personal credit was like? Are they telling you if they have any assets that they're using as collateral? Is there bees? Is there thank you, Mac Studios. Um, what was I saying? Is there business seasoned or unseasoned? What's a seasoned business? A seasoned business is the business that's been around and it's making money, not a business that's been around and it ain't making nothing. Unseasoned business is new. You just created it. You don't know how to get a customer. Come on. And like I said, my message is not popular because I'm not going to tell nobody no trickery. It's trickery. The things that people come to me and say, like, I'm not your person. Like, go to the person that's telling you just push this button and you can go from a 500 to a 700. And if you just push this button, if you need business credit, we can get you 50,000. And y'all, nah, that messaging is not here. But what I am providing to people is I can show you, because like I was just telling somebody yesterday, I had a consultation. We need to get to a place where we just happy for the small wins. Because what I see is that people spend a lot of time trying to figure out what's truth and what's not. And my thing is this: find someone that you resonate with, that you are comfortable with their message, and keep your head down and just do the work. Because if you don't do that, where you're going to find yourself is that next year, the same time, you're going to be at the same place. And so if you spend more time, and what is more time? More time is learning the stuff, because it's all based on learning. Everything that I've always taught on this channel is to learn how it can be done. Learn how to rebuild your credit. Learn how. I had a lady who called me yesterday, said she was not too happy with the practitioner she's working with. One thing that I'm never going to do, I'm never going to talk about another practitioner. Because it's one-sided. And she said she'd been with this person for a certain amount of time. She's not getting the results that she want. And I said to her, well, have you learned how to do it yourself? Have you learned how to rebuild your credit yourself? Because see, it's easy to point the finger at the other person and say, oh, I had this person to repair my credit, and it's been so many months and I ain't seeing no result. But I know they doing work, because the reason why I know they doing work, I see the credit reports coming to me and they giving me the results, but I'm not seeing no results. My answer to that: learn to do it yourself. Learn to do it yourself, because then the onus is on you. And see, people don't want that. They don't want to point, because people are quick to say, oh, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. Well, then you don't have. See, the problem is that people make time to be to make time to struggle, but they don't want to make time to prosper financially because it takes work, especially if you inherently and generationally come from people who have struggled financially and you have never seen no one around you prosper financially. And I don't mean you have a job and you pay your bills. I recently had a consultation with somebody last week. It's a client of mine. I'm seeing that she's carrying all this debt. I know that high utilizations, your credit score ain't gonna go nowhere because you have high utilizations. I'm noticing this since she's been a client of mine. In the beginning, when I noticed, I said, "Okay, what's your plan of action?" She said she was going to do this. Okay, we're a few months in. She didn't want to do my way, so I asked, "Okay, well, how's actually that way that you're doing is not working that well because you haven't did it." And so after we talked a little further, she had said, "You know what? I'm very comfortable with where I'm at because a person ain't got to tell me that they financially can't use an additional stream of income, because the way I know that they could use it, they'll pay all that debt off. They would pay it off. But see, the reason why they are not paying it off, because they just got, like she said, I got enough to basically maintain her lifestyle. She like where she live. She could take care of her children. She could take a trip when she have to. Um, she ain't missing no meals, but yet and still she can't pay that debt off. And I told her, you one check away from the soup line, because I did a video, very unpopular video, saying that your debt is in relation to your income. If you pull the income away, you're back in debt. And that's what I told her. I told her that. I said, the reason why you can't pay your debts off is because you need another source of income. That's why. That's why. It ain't rocket science. I've been doing this long enough to know that that's the reason why she can't pay it off. That is the reason why. So my message to you today is, what are you going to do different? Where are you going to be next year this time? Are you willing to own your stuff? Are you willing to say, let me learn a different way? That's why I created the credit to cash flow program. Are you have you gotten results in terms of learning how to rebuild your personal credit? Now that you have that, now what are you doing about other streams of income? Because if you only have a job, just a job coming in, and that job is taken away, what happens now? You begin to use credit as your source of income. And that is why I said business credit, no business income. So a person get all this business income and then the business ain't producing no money, but then they go out and buy all this stuff that they think they need to run a business, website, all this other stuff, logos, fancy this, fancy that. Ain't got a customer, nobody ain't paying. What's going to happen? Now you're going to start, now you have business credit that you can't pay. It's a vicious cycle. It's a cycle that many people are not talking about because a lot of people don't want to have a money conversation. And that's what it all boils down to. They want people to think that debt is a very standalone issue. And if you get rid of the debt, miraculously you'll be okay. And where a lot of people can't even get rid of the debt, that's just where they're at. Because like I told that client of mine, you can get these items removed and you may not even be where you want to be because you got these high utilizations. You got about 3 or 4 credit cards, all limits of close to what, 8 or 10,000. The limit is 10,000 and you pretty much there. You only $1,000 difference away from the whole credit line, I mean the limit. Nah, you got to bring those utilizations down. But this is what I want to tell you. I have weekly classes, and I'm leveraging other systems to teach people how they can get rid of debt, how they can increase their credit score, along with my do-it-yourself credit hub, along with teaching people how to leverage their credit to either create assets, or personal credit. Hey, how you doing, Ramon Williams? Ramon Williams and Mac Studios are, yeah, driven by faith. I mean, what you need to do is, after this video is finished, please, there'll be a link that says cashflow.yourmoneymentor.com, and what that will do is it will put you on my communication list, where I will be sharing with you information on how you can leverage your personal credit, improve your personal credit, and get rid of debt, and add a little money into your pocket, because people need to have other streams of income. And so I never take it for granted that people know who I am. But my name is Lorelia Brown-Phillips. Wrote an Amazon best-selling book, Jumpstart Your Credit, How to Settle, Negotiate Your Debts in 10 Steps. Many moons ago, I had a debt collector who levied my bank account, which put me on, many moons ago, meaning 1998. So no, I'm not somebody who just started talking about credit a month ago. So I'm telling my age. And that put me on the crusade to understand how this credit industry worked. And so, if you are interested in what I'm talking about, you can, go to the link that will be under this video after processes. But also on this channel, I have over like 300, 400, 500. Okay, driven by faith. Yeah, that's why I do that introduction, because I know since I've been doing these YouTube lives, I've had a lot of new people who've come to me. As a matter of fact, give me a second, because Driven by Faith says she's new to me and my channel. What I will do, this is my book. Hey, how you doing, Digital B Media? This is my book. Was an Amazon bestseller. Another book will be coming out. And I'm always teaching and preaching. Like I said, over 500 plus videos on this channel. I don't take it for granted what I do. I'm here to help you. And so, like I said, currently have a program, leveraging other systems. I'm all about leveraging, along with the stuff that I've created, less than $50. And, looking forward to changing some lives. And when I can help somebody change their life, what happens is it happens 2, 3, 4, 5, 10-fold. Because what happens is, once you gain knowledge, you will, if you're smart, you won't make the mistake again. But even if you make the mistake, you'll know how to get out of it. See, that's the difference. You'll know how to get out of the mistake if it happens to you again. That's why I've told people all the time, I can have bad credit. I can have good credit, ruin my credit, and rebuild, because I know what to do. See, most people, they get bad credit. That's why you got people who are like sitting on their good credit like a bird on a branch, because they don't know what to do. They went to somebody and miraculously now they're in the 700 club, and they don't know what happened, but they just say, I don't want to be in this place again. And my thing is this: you're not living abundantly if you always living in fear. And I hate that feeling. I don't want to be living in fear. And so most people live their lives like that. So once again, please comment, like, subscribe, share to someone you know. After this video processes, I'll put the link below, and look forward to talking to you in the next video. And thank you for those who commented during this live. So Oh, Ramon. Okay, wait. Okay, so leverage. And when I laugh, I don't laugh meaning laughing at you, but a lot of times I have a tendency. My husband says that of thinking that people know what I'm talking about because I talk about it so much. So Ramon, I'm glad that you were very transparent to say that. The word leverage means that you are using uh, okay, something just popped up and I don't know how to get rid of it. Okay, it's gone. You are leveraging someone else's, and it could be a company, it could be a person, their knowledge, their manpower, their asset, and you didn't create it. And so um and so what happens is that you get the benefit of using something that someone has created. So how does that work with credit? Now most people when they face, what happens is that they accumulate consumer debt. Consumer debt does not help you financially, but if you use your credit to get to buy things that can produce money for you. So where leveraging comes in is a lot of times, for example, real estate. You may not have to use your own money to be able to uh, purchase things in real estate with your own money, but you can leverage. The word leverage again, you're using credit. So that's where leverage comes in, is that you are using something else that may not be your own. So, and I hope I'm explaining that clearly, but that's how credit works. Um, I don't want to use my own money. I understand cash is king, but I like cash flow coming in. So let me use my credit. Instead of using the word use, I will say leverage. Let me leverage my credit to be able to purchase assets or to create an asset or to buy an asset. That's what a lot of people don't know. They can create an asset. Me showing you that book, that is an asset that I created. Amazon pays me monthly royalties. The book, I sell them myself. That brings me money. I have my own website. Um, but I will say this, I got to end because my phone is about to die. It just went dim. So I hope I explained that. I will do a video because there may be other people who don't even know what the word leverage means. And so I have a tendency to assume that people do. So once again, this is Lorelia. I'm signing off, and maybe I'll do a video later about the word leverage.